joined today by Luke Hampson, Founder and Executive Director at Nimy Resources. Luke, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Listed 18 months, Forestania Belt in Western Australia, lithium, rare earths, nickel's the focus. What drew you to that belt, and now what's driving everyone around you to start jumping in? It's a busy neighbourhood now.
Yeah, well, initially I got hold of the first small amount of small package in 2015, and that followed a bit of research into what had happened in that area. So there was enough there to say that, and predominantly it was around gold, probably only 2 explorers of note that had actually been on the ground. So we decided to go and have a look, looking at focusing on gold, but we found enough information there, rock chip sampling, soil sampling that we did, to say that there was a bit more than that and there might be a substantial greenstone belt there. So that was the initial impetus, if you like, for us to get there. And then we've developed that bit of ground from the small holding that we had originally out to 2,500 square kilometres, which we believe covers that entire greenstone, or portion of that greenstone belt. So that was the original impetus, and then we've got to this point now, and we've had indications, obviously, with the work we've done on nickel, lithium and rare earths.
Talking about work that's been done, 18 months since listing, talk us through the program and the results.
Yeah, so prior to listing, we did a 21-hole RC program. 16 of those holes intersected substantial intersections of nickel, which we suspected would happen, but really that was a proving campaign, if you like. We weren't going after anything in particular in terms of the higher grade or anything else like that. We just had soils, rock chip, so we were trying to prove the concept initially. So that done, we were able to then list, which is 18 months ago that we listed, and we immediately drilled 6 diamond holes, again just to test the depth of the mineralisation, see if it was a substantial system or not, and that was successful. I think the deepest we drilled to was 870 something metres, and it was still in nickel at the bottom of it. Now the grades were anything to write home about, 0.16, like 400 or 500 metres at 0.16, which told us what we needed to know at the time, and then visible sulphides as well. So that led to us doing enough work to understand that we're in a fertile nickel-sulphide greenstone belt. And then from there, we went on to do a large-scale moving loop program. And just recently, as of January, February, we completed a 2,400 linear kilometre VTEM survey on the northern portion of the tenement holding, and came up with I think there's 30-something anomalies there that we've got to follow up. So that encapsulates the work to date. Right now we're drilling, and we're into, we've done about 13,000 metres of RC drilling. Assays are pending. I expect we'll start getting assays through in the next week or so, which is a lot of work to start informing the market of what those results are. And that's targeting predominantly nickel, but also a rare earth target and also a lithium target.
Once the assay results are in, and hoping they're what you're expecting, what's the path forward? Where to from here? Well,
I think there's a couple of things. Out of the drilling, we're expecting good results, as everyone does, and then it's assessing where are we in the system, because effectively we know that we've got big komatiite flows, and we're looking for the more enriched areas or the sulphide traps that might be disseminated or massive, and that leads into the VTEM. So the VTEM that we've done, the 30-something anomalies that have come up, we've prioritised those, and we're doing moving loop over the top of those to confirm their shape or their conductance, if you like, and we'll go after those. So a lot of work to be done post the assays coming through, and really defining better drill targets as we go. So we're breaking down a big system, 80 kilometres long, 15 to 20 kilometres wide, probably 200 odd linear kilometres of komatiite. So there's a lot to get through. The VTEM helps a lot, and the knowledge that we've got from this RC drilling also helps us a lot in actually start to really narrow down onto the higher grade areas.
Clearly a first mover into the belt. Busy neighbourhood now?
Yeah, it is. We're surrounded by blue tenements, in-application tenements, north, south, east, not so much in the west because there's a reserve to the west. So there's a lot of activity. When I first went there in 2015, this little tenement and nobody around us. So it's evolved a fair bit. It's covered pretty much now, yeah.
First mover advantage always gets the rewards. Strong news flow, clear path ahead, exciting times ahead for Nimy and its shareholders. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.